Chosen one, stop now and listen carefully, not with your ears, with the place inside you that has been awake since childhood, but never had words. Because what is happening right now is not coincidence, not curiosity, not algorithm, not chance. This moment is a veil being lifted. God said, now. Now the truth will be revealed to you, not tomorrow. Not when you are more ready, not when you feel stronger. Now, for a long time, you have lived with a strange tension in your chest, a pressure you couldn't explain, a knowing you couldn't prove, a sense that your life was operating on a hidden layer while everyone else was moving on the surface. You felt it in quiet moments. You felt it when you were surrounded by people, but somehow still alone. You felt it when success came to others easily, but for you, every step forward required supernatural strength. You weren't imagining it. You were being withheld, not delayed, protected, not punished, prepared, not ignored. The silence you endured wasn't absence. It was containment, because if the truth had been revealed to you too early, it would have crushed you. The weight of your calling would have collapsed your foundation before it was strong enough to hold it. And if it had been revealed too late, you would have lost yourself trying to survive without it. You would have built a life on the wrong blueprint, and dismantling it later would have cost you everything. So God waited. He watched, He measured, and now He speaks. From the beginning, you noticed it. You didn't blend, you didn't move like others, you didn't think like the crowd. Even when you tried to shrink yourself to belong, something inside you refused to go quiet. You tried to dim your light, tried to make yourself smaller, tried to laugh at things that weren't funny and care about things that didn't matter. But your soul kept pushing back. That resistance wasn't rebellion, it was design. You were engineered with spiritual friction. You were built to feel uncomfortable in places where truth is diluted. Your soul rejects shallow systems because you were never meant to live shallow outcomes. That is why certain doors closed without explanation, why certain relationships collapsed without warning, why paths that looked safe suddenly felt suffocating. You stood at thresholds that everyone else walked through easily, and they slammed shut in your face. You watched opportunities dissolve that seemed perfect on paper. You experienced betrayals that made no logical sense. People you trusted turned, environments you invested in became toxic, plans you prayed over fell apart, and you questioned yourself. You wondered if you were the problem, if you were broken, if you were cursed. But God was not sabotaging your comfort. He was preserving your calling. Every closed door was a redirect. Every collapsed relationship was a removal. Every dissolved opportunity was a protection, because where you were trying to go would have trapped the fullness of who you are becoming. You didn't just go through hardship. You went through precision pressure, every delay, every betrayal, every season where your strength was demanded, but your rewards were withheld. That was not random suffering. That was weight training for authority. If this is resonating deep in your spirit right now, if something inside you is saying, yes, this is my story, then pause and let me know you are here. Press like on this message, not for me, but as an agreement with heaven. As a signal that you are acknowledging what God is speaking to you in this moment, because your response matters. Heaven is watching what you do with revelation. You were being taught how to stand when applause disappears, how to obey when clarity vanishes, how to remain whole when support evaporates. Most people collapse when they lose validation. Their identity is built on external approval, so when the crowd leaves, they crumble. But you learned how to function without it. You learned how to keep going when no one was watching. You learned how to stay faithful when there was no proof it would pay off. You learned how to worship in the wilderness. And that education, that brutal refinement, is why you survived things that should have broken you. That is why you kept moving even when you were exhausted beyond language, even when your body was screaming to stop, even when your mind was telling you to quit, even when every logical indicator said this isn't working. Something deeper kept you going, a whisper beneath the noise, a knowing beyond reason. That was God's voice in your inner chamber, the place where He has always spoken to you, even when you couldn't hear Him clearly in the chaos. God was building a nervous system that could hold power without corruption, a foundation that could carry weight without cracking, a character that could steward influence without losing integrity. You were not being judged, not tested for failure, but observed for readiness. He watched how you handled disappointment, how you responded when misunderstood, how you treated people who could not help you, how you behaved when no one was looking, how you honored Him when there was no visible return, and when you chose integrity without reward, when you chose restraint without recognition, when you chose faith without proof, when you chose kindness when bitterness would have been easier, when you chose forgiveness when revenge was justified, something shifted. You crossed an internal threshold. A door opened in the spirit realm that no human hand can close. And that is why God said, "Enough concealment, now revelation." The truth is this: you are not late. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are strategically delayed, so your emergence would carry weight. What opens now will not be fragile. What begins now will not be shallow. What moves through you now will not require constant validation to survive. Your next season will speak for itself. People will feel your presence before you explain it. Opportunities will find you without you chasing them. Resistance will retreat without confrontation. Not because you became aggressive, but because you became aligned. Alignment is not about doing more. It is about being who you were created to be without apology. It is about releasing the need to fit into systems that were never built for your blueprint. It is about standing in your truth so firmly that reality rearranges itself around your frequency. This is where you are now. This is what is opening. This is the shift you have been sensing but could not name. This is important. As truth is revealed to you, truth will also be revealed around you. Masks will slip, motives will surface. Hidden intentions will lose their camouflage. People who have been wearing costumes in your life will suddenly feel exposed. Agendas that were operating in the shadows will come into the light. Do not panic when this happens. This is not loss. This is clarity. God is removing noise so your discernment can breathe. You have been carrying people who were assigned to drain you. You have been tolerating environments that were designed to diminish you. You have been giving energy to connections that were feeding off your light without reciprocating. That season is over. Some people will exit quietly, understanding that their chapter in your story has ended. Others will resist loudly, manufacturing chaos to keep your attention. Let them. You are no longer called to explain yourself to environments you have outgrown. You are no longer obligated to stay small so others feel comfortable. Let me ask you something. Can you feel that shift happening even now as you listen? Can you feel something loosening, something releasing, something that was tightly wound inside you beginning to relax? If you can, drop a comment below and simply write, "I feel the shift." That is not just emotion. That is your spirit recognizing truth. That is your soul exhaling after holding its breath for years. You are not entering a season of striving. You are entering a season of authority without force. This means you stop chasing what is meant to come to you. You stop begging clarity from people who benefit from your confusion. You stop negotiating your worth for proximity. You stop explaining your boundaries to people who are committed to violating them. You move differently now, with restraint, with precision, with a calm that unsettles chaos. You speak less but carry more. You react less but perceive more. You engage less but impact more. Here is a truth few are told. Your greatest weapon is not your voice. It is your presence. You carry stillness in a noisy world, clarity in a distracted culture, depth in a shallow age. That is why people project onto you. Why some feel drawn while others feel threatened. Why you trigger reactions without speaking. Why you walk into a room and the atmosphere changes. Light does that. It does not announce itself. It does not argue its case. It simply is, and darkness has no choice but to respond. And now God is no longer dimming you for the comfort of others. He is no longer asking you to minimize yourself so insecure people feel safe around you. He is releasing you to shine at full capacity, not with arrogance, not with pride, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows who sent them and why they are here. This will make some people uncomfortable. Let it. Their discomfort is not your responsibility to manage. Expect acceleration, but not chaos. Expect movement, but not confusion. Things will line up faster than your emotions can process. Doors will open that you did not knock on. Conversations will happen that you did not initiate. Provisions will appear that you did not plan for. Confirmations will arrive through channels you did not expect. Do not self-sabotage by doubting what you prayed for. Do not reject the answered prayer because it came differently than you imagined. This is not a fluke. This is alignment catching up to obedience. This is heaven responding to the years you stayed faithful when you had every reason to quit. You are not stepping into something new. You are stepping into what was always yours, now strong enough to hold it. The anointing was always there. The calling was always real. The promise was always valid. What is different now is you. You have been refined. You have been tested. You have been trained. And now you are ready to carry what would have crushed you before. Stay grounded. Stay clean in intention. Stay honest with God. Do not let success intoxicate you. Do not let favor make you forget the wilderness. Do not let open doors make you careless with the keys. You are being given access. Guard it wisely. You are being given influence. Steward it humbly. You are being given visibility. Use it responsibly, because to whom much is given, much is required. And you, chosen one, are about to be given much. You do not need to announce your elevation. It will be obvious. The anointing on your life will speak louder than any title. The grace on your assignment will produce results that self-promotion never could. Let your work introduce you. Let your character defend you. Let your fruit validate you. And when doubt whispers, when fear creeps in, when the old voices try to convince you that this is too good to be true, remember this moment. Remember that God said, "Now the truth will be revealed to you." And once truth is revealed, you can never live small again. Once you see what He has shown you, you cannot unsee it. Once you know what He has spoken, you cannot unknow it. This was not just information. This was confirmation. This was not just a message. This was a marking. God did not bring you this far to tease you. He did not preserve you through silence. isolation, and unseen battles just to abandon you at the edge of revelation. What you felt during this message, that tightening in your chest, that sudden stillness, that strange sense of this is for me, that was not emotion. That was recognition. Something ancient inside you just stood up. The part of you that has been asleep, the part of you that has been waiting, the part of you that always knew there was more, that part just woke up fully. And now there is no going back. The truth has now been revealed to you. And once truth is revealed, ignorance is no longer an option. You cannot go back to pretending you do not know. You cannot return to shrinking, delaying, or doubting what God has already spoken. From this moment forward, you are responsible for what you have heard. Not in fear, not in pressure, but in alignment. You do not need to rush. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to explain yourself to anyone. You simply need to walk forward differently. Calmer, clearer, unshakable, because heaven has already marked this moment.